Hello and welcome to the Smart Cookie Kitchen. I'd like to introduce you to someone very special today whom you have met before in past videos. It's Reese, my wonderful little sous chef. Now, we are going to be making one of Reese's favorite Easter treats today. Can you guess what it is? The Reese's peanut butter eggs. I'm not gonna lie, they're one of my favorites too. It's basically the exact same thing as a Reese's cup, except it's in the shape of an egg, and if you ask me, it's even better because there's like 10 times more peanut butter than in the regular Reese's cups. Now, if you guessed that my dog Reese is named after those delicious chocolate and peanut butter treats, then you guessed right. And today, I'm going to show you how you can make a homemade version at home, super duper easy, and it's going to be in the shape of those adorable little Easter eggs that Reese's rolls out every year around this time. It's quick, it's simple, and you only need a couple ingredients, and I'm sorry Reese's, but I think homemade's way better than store-bought. So what are you waiting for? Let's get cooking. So let's start with our peanut butter filling. This is going to be about as easy gets. We're going to start with half a cup of peanut butter, creamy peanut butter. Now I have a whole cup here. We're only going to use half of it to start. The other half is going to go into the chocolate shell. That's right, there's peanut butter in the coating too. It makes it extra peanut buttery, just like it should be. Alright, so once you got about half of the peanut butter in there, half cup of powdered sugar going right in. It's going to add sweetness, and it's also going to make this a little bit thicker and stiffer so we can mold it. Then lastly, we have just a tablespoon and a half of softened butter. In it goes. Now we're going to mix it all together, and it is going to take some arm work at first until that powdered sugar starts to incorporate. Just be patient and keep on stirring. I mean, you look at it now, right, and it's like, hello, powdered sugar. And you're thinking to yourself, this is never going to be a filling. Just wait and see, my little cookies. Just wait and see. See how this is starting to come together now? That powdered sugar is disappearing into the depths of the peanut butter. And even though I'm going to be making mine with milk chocolate today, you can also make these with the white chocolate coating. Super simple. Alright, as you can see, our peanut butter mixture has come together nicely. It's a homogeneous mixture, ready to be stuffed into shells of chocolate. So I'm going to quickly pop this into the freezer while we go and melt up some delicious chocolate. And that's going to allow this to stiffen up, and it'll be much easier to mold into our little eggs. Okay, so what I'm doing now is dumping the rest of our peanut butter from earlier into this big old bowl of chocolate. This has both chocolate chips and actual Hershey's milk chocolate. Now, you can use whatever brand of chocolate you want, but using the Hershey's makes it taste a lot more like the actual Reese's cups that you've come to know and love. Now we're going to pop this into the microwave for maybe 15-second intervals. We're going to keep stirring in between. And the reason we have to keep stirring is because melting chocolate in the microwave is a little bit fickle. It's very easy to burn chocolate, and we certainly don't want that. That'd just be a crime against chocolate. So, let's get this in. Just giving this a stir. It's just beginning to melt. Really starting to melt now. Alright, we are now going to take our peanut butter that's had some time to chill in the freezer and mold it into our little eggs. So what you need to do first, have a little tray that you're going to keep your eggs on. Line it with wax paper so that the eggs don't stick to it. Then I've got my peanut butter out of the freezer, and lastly I have a bowl of powdered sugar. We're going to use this like you would use flour while you're kneading fondant or kneading bread. It's just to keep it from sticking to your hands. So, I'm going to get some on my fingers. I'm going to grab a ball of peanut butter, probably about a scant tablespoon's worth. Get a little bit more powdered sugar here. I'm going to roll it just into a plain ball shape. And once you have a shape that you like, I'll show you guys. See our little egg? We're just going to stick it onto the tray here. And go ahead and make the rest of them. Alright, I have our little peanut butter eggs molded. Aren't they so cute? And what I'm going to do now is pop these into the freezer again so they harden up good, and that'll make them even easier for us to cover in the chocolate shell. So I just took our peanut butter eggs out of the freezer, and right now they're like little peanut butter ice cubes, but we're not going to be putting these in drinks. We're going to be putting them in chocolate. Alright, so I'm going to pick this guy up with a fork, and he's going to go for a little dive in our chocolate pool over here. Just make sure he's completely submerged. Don't want to cover all of the egg. I'm going to let that excess drip off. I'm going to place them right back on the tray here. Okay, we'll repeat with the rest of them. Now, as you finish doing each egg, we're going to do a pretty little Easter touch. Have some colorful spring sprinkles put on. Now, this is totally optional, but it does add some nice color and a little bit of flair that you just can't get from a store-bought Reese's. Okay, you guys, our little eggs are all dressed up in some beautiful smooth chocolate, and they are just about ready for eating. The only thing we gotta do first is pop them into the freezer just until the chocolate sets. It'll only take a couple of minutes. Lucky for you guys, I already have a batch in there, so I can show those to you. Alright, as you can see, these guys have set up beautifully. Now the only thing we gotta do is get them off the tray. You very gently release them from the wax paper. The best thing about this wax paper is look how easy that came off. And you don't lose the chocolate on the bottom either, so that's really great. Tell me that isn't just the cutest little egg you've ever seen. So perfect for Easter, and so much better than the store-bought kind. Don't be tricked into buying those when you can make them yourself. They're quick, they're easy, they're absolutely delicious. Everyone's going to be really impressed that you made your own. Plus, it's always cheaper to go homemade. Now, of course, I wouldn't send you guys off without showing you what's hiding underneath all this beautiful chocolate, so let's crack on in that egg. Okay. Wow. Would you look at the mound of peanut butter hiding in that egg? Have you ever seen a Reese's this generously filled? I think not. It just looks like pure heaven. And this looks so impressive, like it was done in a candy factory or something. Nope. We did it in the Smart Cookie kitchen in a matter of minutes. Alright, you guys, I've waited long enough. It is time to dig into this guy. That peanut butter is just calling my name. This literally melts in your mouth. Look at all that peanut buttery chocolate heaven stuffed into a tiny egg. Now, if you still want the store-bought Reese's in your basket, go for it, but I don't know how you could ever say no to these peanut butter loaded babies. Now, if you are looking for the perfect little piece of heaven to stuff into your Easter basket, just ask yourself this: what will the Smart Cookie cook?